The wellness industry, right? It's saturated with quick fixes.
I'm really not a big advocate for a quick fix because if we can't create a habit on the body within weeks, it's not going to be maintainable, right? So the big mistake people make is, for example, hey, I'm going to lose 20 pounds this month. Okay, you can. I'm not saying you can't, but you're going to get them back because your body is not going to be able to maintain.
A lot of people don't realize that in order to win, right, you have to lose. Right? Even heaven requires death. There has to be a down before there's a up. So in order to get that next level of you, there's a side of you that you have to kill. How did working at the highest performance level shape the non-negotiable standard for your entire practice?
Sacrifices, man. There's a lot of work behind it, man. I sacrifice a lot my personal life for my professional life. And that's something that a lot of people may not be okay with. But I always tell people this is not for everybody, right?
What was the single biggest mindset shift that you had to make to go from a brilliant clinician to a successful CEO?
The main word is action. A lot of great people are great at what they do, but to scale up to the next level, an incredible amount of hours got to be put into yourself, into your business, and you got to be okay with doing the things that nobody else does without nobody else looking at you.
That's so heavy. Welcome to another episode of the Attorney Sekou Podcast, where law meets life, stories creates journeys, and journeys creates legends. And we have an amazing show packed for you today. We have my friend Dr. Esteban is in the house. We'll be getting into a lot about what's like to be an entrepreneur, a chiropractor, scaling your business, and just being on a journey that creates growth and service, and health is wealth, right?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Attorney Sekou, for having me, man. It means a lot to be here and to be sharing a lot, to be sharing the stage with you. That means a lot, my guy.
I appreciate it. So let's jump into it, man. So More Life Chiropractic, that's an interesting name. It's a phrase that I know that means a lot to me. So tell me, why did you go with More Life?
Yeah, so, I'm involved in the athletic industry, right? I wanted to build something where the brand could be bigger, where I could have an additional name out there to bring the best to my people. Yeah. And I'm a big fan of Drake. So, going on my way to work, back in the days, I used to manage 2 clinics. And honestly, man, I wasn't happy. So I used to always put this album on my way out there from Drake, and it was More Life, the album, right? And I remember listening to this song called Do Not Disturb. And as I'm going out there, I'm putting it on repeat. And building on the way, I was like, hold up, man, like, I don't want to call my clinic my name. I want to call it something bigger. Yeah. And for me, that's where the name came from, my favorite album and is, More Life. And I wanted to bring the name to my clients, my patients, my athletes, where longevity, vitality is promoted in a good dynamic and innovation type of way.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Yeah. I love it. All right. So, it's been said, Doc, that you are Orlando's finest sports doctor, right? So using a framework you might appreciate, I used to think that wealth, right? I really used to believe that wealth was the goal, right? But now I truly believe it is always about health. How does that fit into your journey from Puerto Rico to now founding More Life?
So health is everything, man. I think that promoting health on a daily basis is the biggest blessing of my life. I started this journey with one goal in mind, not to really make the best out of it economically, just to make the best out of it and impacting and changing lives. That was my goal. I think a little bit different than a lot of people, right? Where, they're more economically driven, right? Or they're more business oriented or driven, right? I actually have my passion on top of my list. I have my basic focus of how can I keep impacting and changing the game first, rather than just being like, hey, I just want all this wealth. At the end of the day, it was all about making an impact for the community, making an impact for my culture, and making an impact in the medical industry.
Wow. I love that. So you've also scaled, right? I mean, from health, you scaled from being a solo practitioner to like a full clinic. What was the single biggest mindset shift that you had to make to go from a brilliant clinician to a successful CEO?
It was hard, man. It was hard because I first started solo.
Yeah.
And we all know when you start something solo, you get used to being solo.
Yeah.
So when you have a team, which you need a team,
Yeah.
and we know this, right?
Yeah.
To scale up and be at the next level. And I think you have been a great mentor for me on that point, right? It takes a lot of patience and it takes a lot of responsibilities.
Yeah.
And I think that the main word is action. I consider myself, that a lot of great people are great at what they do.
Yeah.
But to scale up to the next level, an incredible amount of hours got to be put into yourself, into your business. And you got to be okay with doing the things that nobody else does without nobody else looking at you.
That's so heavy. And a lot of people underestimate that with scaling. Like I remember when I started my firm with one assistant, right? But the goal is always to create more access for people, right?
Correct.
It's not just about your brand, but creating access. And you really have to get outside of yourself to say, hey, all right, in order to create more access, in order to scale, you have to add more people.
Absolutely.
Right? And then that's the first thought. And then the second thought is, no, you have to not only add bodies, but you have to add good people, because if you don't add good people, then the client experience goes down.
Absolutely.
And the brand goes down with it. And I think a lot of founders and entrepreneurs really underestimate what it means as to have the right people
100%.
within your organization.
100%. And I got a question for you, like, and let's define this a little bit stronger, is what is a good quality professional for you?
For me, and that's a great question, a good quality professional is someone that aligns with the culture that I'm trying to set. So meaning they have the competency, right? That's the baseline. They have the competency to do the work, but do they align in terms of the values, having respect for people, being able to treat my clients as if they're human beings, being able to communicate in a professional but authentic way.
That's deep, man.
Right? They have to align with the culture that you're trying to set, because
100%.
you can have somebody in your company, in your firm, that's really good at what they do, but they talk to your clients like shit. They talk to their peers in a condescending manner, even though they're doing good work that doesn't align.
100%.
Right? So they have to align with the culture. They have to be competent, but add value.
Yeah. No, and I agree, man. I think culture, it's everything. And the way we serve this world is also 100% the most important factor. And I think we unvalue it, man. I think that we, this type of days with the whole setup of, after the pandemic, people are more used to being in the phone, and for me, it's like, I don't want to lose the essence of who I am in this world. And how do I show up in people, and how do I can, interact with the people that I love and my clients and the people around me. I think that's one of the most important parts of my life, at least,
All day.
Yeah.
One of the biggest mindset shifts I've had over the last, I would say 8 weeks, is a lot of times because our business is so demanding, right? We get caught up in numbers, right? We get caught up in the rules, the procedures, and making everything running, because we have a lot of responsibility.
Okay.
But you lose the shift of being of service.
100%.
And a lot of entrepreneurs and founders, they underestimate the power of just starting a day, of just saying, all right, how can I be of service?
Yeah.
And also having gratitude. And once you have that mindset of being of service, the abundance is crazy, because you're just going to attract more.
Yeah, 100%. And that goes back to, like, what is the vision? Is your happiness as as an owner is, if I make this amount of money, I'm happy? Or is it, maybe I didn't make it this week in numbers, but what I achieved for the future is actually more valuable.
Absolutely.
So, you have to pick and choose also your battles, in the sense of, am I going after the vision, or am I only going after momentary type of success?
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, I'm trying to build a legacy. I'm not trying to just be in a moment, a momentary,
Yeah.
human where we just in our terms popping right now,
Yeah.
or we're doing amazing right now. But then 10 years from now, what are we looking at?
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah.
And one thing that really caught my eye about you, and that I really have to give you your flowers, is just seeing the intensity that you bring every single day. Like when I see your videos, like you're not just some guy who is a doctor and you're just signing charts. No, you are in it. Like you're hands on with these athletes. You're doing the sets, you're doing the reps with them. Like you're even sweating.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that,
and that's different.
Yeah. I appreciate that, man. It took a lot because, man, like, I don't think nobody has put it like that. I think that, I was trying to always do something new.
Yeah.
I started, even in my school, I was like, man, I want to do this. And people would be like, you really going to do that, man? It doesn't match. It doesn't really match what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Been blessed enough to open a new path for a lot of people and a lot of colleagues in my field to be able to express themselves out in a new dynamic way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just honestly, man, I try to give my best, and I think that at the end of the day, if I actually give my best to every single human being I can interact, I'm making a difference. So win or lose, if I give it my best, I think that results is going to show sooner or later, and we're going to get the effect we want to, which is winning and getting the best out of people in our business.
Awesome. All right. So while you serve everyday people, right, you're also known as the go-to for elite athletes, for some celebrities. How did working at the highest performance level shape the non-negotiable standard for your entire practice?
It's a great question, man. Sacrifices, man. Just sacrifices. I think that one of the most common, wording and talks that I get from a lot of people is, man, I want to be doing what you're doing. I want to be at that level, or I would love to be there, to doing what you do, and I think I love those type of, while I love those type of, comments, there's a lot of work behind it, man. There's a lot of sacrifices, I sacrifice a lot, my personal life for my professional life. And that's something that a lot of people may not be okay with. I always tell, my close circle, which I keep a close, tight circle, remind me every day, how important it is for me to keep my personal life intact, right? But I always tell people this is not for everybody, right? I've been genuinely in a place where I feel great with myself and being able to help the people around me. And also, God, man, I've been blessed enough to have opportunities that are taken care of. So it's not like, we just been put out there only. I also have been put in the work, sacrificing with my work as well to make sure everything is on an elite level, right?
Yeah.
And then again, having a blessing of just being myself. I got to be myself. And I think by being myself, people just, connect well with me and being able to elevate the culture up and keep it at that elite level.
Yeah. Yeah. And like having that elite level standard and being authentic, that resonates with me because it aligns with my brand as well, right? So for me, a lot of people say, hey, I use your firm because you're Jamaican or because you're Caribbean. And I'm like, that's cool, but I want you to choose my firm because we have a 90% approval rate, right? I mean, we're not perfect, but in terms of the result that we get, right, is above a 90%. I'm always pushing the team to improve the client experience because everybody won't have the perfect experience. And that's one thing I want to say to entrepreneurs is when you have your product and your service, not everybody is going to love it. People are going to hate it. And no matter how much you commit to that one client, patient, or customer, they're going to hate your product. They're going to hate your service, right? But for every one person that leaves that 1-star review, your standards should be for the mass amount of people that they're leaving your 5-star reviews. Everybody will not like your product or service. Everybody will not like you personally or your brand, but you can't focus on that. Yes, you can use their voice and their opinion to try to make the client experience, the patient experience better, but focus on the people that are happy with the authenticity that you're bringing and the elite level standard that you're bringing to your practice, your business, your product, your service.
You know, and adding to it also is, did it with enough love to impact that person, right?
Yeah.
Am I bringing the best out of myself? So then if it wasn't for me, it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
You know, that's why it's a big world, right?
Mm-hmm.
I come across some athletes and my energy is not related to them, or their energy is not related to mine.
That happens.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it doesn't mean that something went wrong. No, it means that what I bring to the table will be best for somebody else that might appreciate it to the level that I want to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So give us one simple, non-negotiable daily movement or habit that can instantly improve somebody's posture and energy who sits around the desk. So so this is your teachable moment for us.
So it's simple. We can go with walking. Walking is one of the most effective, ways to keep the human body intact. It regulates blood pressure. It regulates also blood sugar levels on the body. So if you're diabetic, if you're overweight, if you're having a high blood pressure, walking is the most underrated exercise that people nowadays are not utilizing, right? It decreases anxiety, depression, all around. It has become my go-to when people are not being active, or they feel like I'm in pain, or they feel like, I'm not able to get, the calories that I burn or to burn fat, whatever the case might be on that point. Now, if I want to add another one for you, a simple movement could be to help your posture is going to be a simple, for example, a wall squat. Simple, isometric hold wall squat, making sure your back is straight, sitting on the whole wall itself out, right? Positioned correctly. Because I'm big on keeping the lower extremities strong. We know that research has demonstrated for men's that increases testosterone levels as well, right?
Nice.
And it also, brings a stronger musculoskeletal system in your lower extremities, which we know that females also have a tendency of, hip dislocations, hip fractures, or osteoarthritic changes that might affect them as well within time. And keeping those areas a little bit stronger are key for the performance and longevity of the body.
Okay. And what about for the average person who sits at a desk for 6, 7, 8 hours a day, right? Other than walking, what would you recommend to that sedentary person who, they're at a desk job?
Simple pec stretches, like, placing your hands in here and opening them up and closing them back, right? Opening them up and closing them back. About 10 reps every single day, in the morning and the midday, right? Really? My goal is simple. Let's not overcomplicate something when I can give you a simple exercise such as an opener of the chest that can work, right? The problem with sitting down on a desk is that your breathing even might be affected. If I'm rounded in this position, typing, right? Yeah. My whole diaphragm, right, is going to compress. So that could affect the way I breathe. That could affect my mood. And that could also affect my thoracic spine, my cervical spine, right? And those are given regions that within time could create osteoarthritic changes. And we need to make sure that we keep them intact in a level of a great position possible.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. All right. So you've expanded beyond just an adjustment table into education, and you're now advocating, right? What inspired you to step into the role of a teacher and mentor for patients in the community?
I actually never did this to go that route.
Yeah.
It actually came in where a lot of people started seeing the value, seeing the vision. I never did it for that though. I did it because I'm so passionate in what I do. I don't know if it happened to you where you do something because you love it.
Yeah.
And that's a side effect of it. And recently I started noticing, I would go here, go to places, go to events, right? And people would be like, hey, oh, you do this, right? You're that person, right? And it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to help other professionals. It's a blessing to also be a mentor to specific people that I might not even know, right? It definitely puts me on a standard where I'm like, I gotta give more. I gotta keep going for more, because, that young individual, that young student or that young professional is looking at me as their motivation, but I never did it for that though. I never actually thought I was going to be having such an amazing, supporting base, or such an amazing love from people in what I do. And it's amazing. Even though I did it for the love of what I do, it's amazing to also be able to, to have people express themselves in a unique way. And this is a fun fact, by the way. I called my dad this week. I called him this week, and I remember he's like, "Hey, Esteban, you remember your high school teacher that used to be on you every single day?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, she asked about you today. She actually, she actually admires your work. She actually is super happy. And her son is going for the same thing, for chiropractic care, and she's super amazed by what you did." And I'm like, "Okay, wow."
Yeah.
I was like, "Whoa."
How did that make you feel?
It did. It got at me because coming into high school, man, I was a kid where I was, I felt like I was overlooked in a sense where my energy wasn't, was a problem. Back in the days, you having a great energy in school, getting along with people wasn't as essential to teachers as it is now.
Correct.
Right? Well, would it be like, well, you talk too much, or you get along too much with people, right?
Yeah.
And I think
you're distracted.
Yeah, man. And I think that wasn't the case. I think that I actually love what I do. And when I love something, I'm able to express that to a higher level of success like nobody else.
Absolutely.
And I think that was a cool, it was a cool time, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. So the wellness industry, right? It's, as of today in 2025, it's saturated with quick fixes, right? What's one popular trend in sports performance or chiropractic care that you actually think is actually harmful?
That is wow, man.
I know that's heavy.
Super heavy, but in the wellness industry, I will definitely say any quick weight loss pill. I am not listen, if there would be any pill that I could imagine that would quickly, automatically release 10 pounds of weight, would it be sustainable for the body and helpful, not harmful, right?
Yeah.
I would have found it already. I think I would have dive into it and find it. And I think that people look for so many quick fixes, or let's say somebody has a neck type of problem, a herniation, a disc bulge, right? And they're like, "I need you to get me better in 2 days," which it happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Right? With the ankle sprain, athletes are like, "Man, I have a competition." It goes both ways, right? If I have an athlete that I need to get him there because his contract, duplicates next year, if he does, I'll do my best, right? In a matter of wellness, I'm really not a big advocate for a quick fix, because if we can't create a habit on the body within weeks, it's not going to be maintainable, right? So the big mistake people make is, for example, "Hey, I'm going to lose 20 pounds this month." Okay, you can. I'm not saying you can't, but you're going to get him back because your body is not going to be able to maintain that type of environment in it, as the body, and it's been proven that the body changes every 6 to 8 months.
Wow.
So weeks, my apologies.
Weeks, yeah.
Not months, weeks. So that's something incredible to know, that you should be looking for a quick, you shouldn't be looking for a quick fix. You should rather focus on creating new habits, and every 6 to 8 weeks being able to look for a change.
Yeah.
That's the beauty in it, Those are my thoughts, man.
So I'll put you in the hot seat a little bit more. Mm-hmm. So you spoke about the pill as, in your opinion, in the wellness industry, that's one thing that might be harmful, right? Because it's a quick fix.
Yeah.
So would you regard like GLP-1 or Ozempic, that's been the new trend, as a quick fix, or is it somewhere in between quick fix and something that's more sustainable?
I just literally had a patient, the GLP medication, walk into my office. It's great. I had a patient today walk into my office, and I tell her, "You look amazing today.
Yeah.
Like, you lose a lot of weight. I haven't seen in a month."
Yeah.
Or 2 months, I believe, right? Lost 25 pounds.
Yeah.
here's the scenario I want to give you. If the patient is 45 or 50 years old and cannot metabolize like a younger athlete and cannot metabolize as a younger, like a 15, 16, 20-year-old, 25-year-old, right?
Yeah.
I might consider it, but I have to understand and see what the side effects are. So her side effect was just nausea, only the first day. Well, we can deal with that. I'm not saying I'm going for it, but if the person has tried every little detail out there, right, of exercises, maintaining, their cardiovascular health up, they switch up their whole nutritional plan, right? And they did it for 3 to 6 months. Okay, we might reconsider it out.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not a big fan of it,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean the product doesn't work, right? But if the product is being more harmful than what is being able to provide, what are we doing it for?
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I'm not against, medication. In critical moments, medications need to happen, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just against the fact that it's so easy to provide a medication when other doctors could be like, okay, you need to be active. You need to hydrate yourself.
Yeah.
You're turning 40 right now. Okay, you need to supplement yourself. Do a testing of your multivitamins in your body. What are you lacking of, right? Do a couple of testing to see if testosterone needs to go up or if any other bioavailable element needs to be in the body. And I don't think we're going after that. I think we're going for a medication without understanding what the main cause is.
Got you.
And if we don't change the habit or
the lifestyle,
it's number one. And I'm totally against illegal substances when it comes down to my athletes and my artists and my patients.
Yeah.
I do not believe on them at all. I don't care how well they make it look.
Yeah.
I don't care how nice they make it look. At the end of the day, if it's bringing harm to the body, I'm not going for it. And I'm big on that. I'm super big on those type of,
I love that.
sets.
I love that. All right. So let's talk a little bit more about scaling and businesses, right? So looking at your growth, could you see More Life at some point becoming a franchise model to empower other clinicians? And what would that mean to you?
So because I got to give you some insights on that. Okay. So More Life will definitely be a brand where expansion is going to happen. We got a lot of stuff coming up, especially next year and the upcoming years coming up. I'm sure that people that follow us are going to see a lot of changes coming up.
Yeah.
But I'm going to ride with it organically. I'm going to ride with it, organically when it comes down to the growth that we have. And how far can we take it?
Yeah.
As myself, I'm putting a lot of work into the business. I see my business for sure expanding in the future. I want to take over Orlando first.
First, yeah.
And I want to make it clear, I'm going to take over Orlando.
Okay.
I'm not
declare it.
saying
Put it
I'm
out there,
manifesting it out. I'm going to take over Orlando.
Yeah.
It's going to happen, right? Whether a year or two, we got something new coming up. Because as you know, the world changes every 6 months, 3 months, right? So we got to be on tune with new trends, right? New cultures, right? So definitely expansion for sure, and building a sustainable culture that is dictating success and growth consistently.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So the hardest part of growth is grieving the version of you that you thought was important, right? What version of yourself did you have to grieve to become a leader you are today?
You're hitting with good questions, man.
Yeah,
and that's, I know the answer right now.
So I mean, just to dive into it.
Oh man,
a lot of people don't realize that in order to win, right, you have to lose, right? Even heaven requires death.
Yes.
Right. There has to be a down before there's a up. So in order to get to that next level of you, there's a side of you that you have to kill. Yeah. And I heard someone that I follow really well. They said sometimes there's a side of you that you have to kill and grieve. Sometimes it's a loved one that you have to kill. And I use the term kill as a metaphor. Because
You know how it is.
sometimes we are
They get it.
constrained to
Yeah.
the opinions of our parents. We are constrained to the opinions of our culture. And sometimes in order to get to that next level, we have to kill that thing, that person, grieve it to get to that next level. What side of you do you feel you had to let go of, that you've had to grieve, that you really thought was important to you?
You want me to tell you the truth on that?
Yeah, man.
The ego,
Yeah.
it's not about me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a group and a family of people that I'm able to help on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Definitely the ego, man, and understanding that it ain't about me being a star.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the team shining, you know, and being able, every single one of my people and my team, to be placed in a position to win.
Yeah.
I think as a business owner and leader, our goal should be to be able to put every single one of the pieces that we have in the best possible way so they can shine and even elevate, right? So that takes time. And you definitely got to let go a little bit of your ego,
Yeah,
to see other people grow and be successful, so that you're able to build yourself and build your team.
Mm-hmm.
And that was tough for me because I'm used to doing everything by myself.
Yeah.
But you know, you can't. You just can't, man. Like you can't. You got to be able to this young kid who's next to you. Hey, come here. Let's do this. Let's find a way. And it's okay if he makes mistakes, because we're so used to it got to be perfected. It's okay because you're going to be next to him, teaching him the insights, right? Like I always tell my team, like, I never have these blessings like that you guys have. And what I mean by that is this top artist never came my way.
Yeah.
I had to go get it. I had to go out there and actually put myself in the best position to get this.
Yeah.
Now, the good part of it is you guys got this now.
Mm-hmm.
So the fruits of the labor, we are all able to what?
Yeah.
To enjoy it with responsibility. So the ego for sure, my guy. Definitely, man.
No,
definitely.
I love that. And I know a lot of founders and entrepreneurs that they grapple with ego a lot of times. And your ego can be either culturally too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like for me, even being Jamaican Caribbean, there's some things from my culture that I had to kill in order to elevate moving forward. And it's not a matter of not staying true to who I am or not staying true to my culture, but there are certain principles that to get to the next level, you have to follow it down to a T. You know, you can't be laid back, you know, that laid back Jamaican and push forward in this magnitude with a law firm, right? You have to be fastidious, you have to be detailed, you have to be accountable, you have to have a lot of governance. So a lot of that side of me, I've had to kill.
Yeah, and people think, like, this is one thing also, like, people think when you have a team of people, a team, you lay back. You don't lay back with a team.
No.
Like, you don't get people. That's the first mistake I thought. I was like, no, I'm gonna hire a team because I can lay back, or I can just, do whatever it is. No,
that's
man.
A brilliant point. That's an amazing point.
You don't hire people. You don't build a team to chill. You build a team to be more effective.
Correct.
And be able to deliver the best out there. So for anybody out there who thinks it gets easier,
no,
I'm sorry, it doesn't get easier. It gets better. Not easier, it gets better.
Exactly. It gets better.
Per se,
One analogy for me that always works in terms of being a CEO entrepreneur is back in the day when you're playing the video game and you work hard and you get to one level and you beat the boss, and then you have to work to get to stage 2, but it's a bigger boss and the fight is harder. Stage 3, you're way better at the game, right? But there's a bigger boss waiting. So every level, there's a bigger boss that you have to encounter, but you have more tools.
What was your toughest, and I'm sorry to interrupt. Yeah. What was your toughest, the toughest part you encountered within your journey, man?
The toughest part that I've had to, within the journey that I've encountered, man, it's really organizational structure, right? And having to,
it's tough,
continuously adjust it to where the company is, right? Because one structure, when you have 700 clients and 5 employees, it will be ineffective when you have 12 employees and over 1,000 clients.
Wow.
Right. So consistently being able to stay on top of that, looking at the details, looking at the numbers, developing standards of operations, and continuously manipulating that to adjust the needs of the business. That's been the biggest challenge, and everything that comes with it. So there's so much behind the scenes that you have to stay on top of it. And that's been the biggest journey for me, because it's a living, breathing structure that grows and changes, and you have to be adapting.
100%. This is something super funny, man. So my mom, right? So I'm a family guy. I love my family, man. I'm always with them. And my mom, I flight her out this weekend to be with me, man. I love spending time with them. And she came to Orlando, and she's looking at my life, and she said those exact same words. You got to focus this 3 months before the year ends on organizing your life, because the moment you do, you're actually going to appreciate everything you have to a higher level.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what do you mean? Well, you have to start valuing and appreciating what you have around you. But the only way you're going to be able to do that is if you have a structure and you're organized.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at her like, wow, like this is big. This is big. And people, because we live in this world where we're consistently on movements, doing things, but I mean, we have to be organized. We have to create a structure. We have to be able to, to move with a purpose and direction. So I love that, man. I'm gonna use that, by the way. I'm gonna steal that.
All right. So for someone who wants to join the health industry, turn their health into a business, and they're listening right now, and they want to be like you, what's one piece of advice you'd give them from your own journey?
Never listen to anybody.
Yeah.
Realistically, like, never listen to anybody. Believe in yourself. And if you have a goal and a vision in mind, it's only delusional until it's done. Now, be realistic on it. Have something where you can sustain yourself from. Mm-hmm. Might be something you don't actually love. Yeah. But do it until your passion becomes your work. And I did things, in my work environment that, work in places, in clinics that I'm thankful though. I'm actually thankful, but it wasn't actually something that I enjoyed. Yeah. But looking back, I wouldn't change it. But that's one thing about me. I never listened to the no's, to you're not going to be able to do this, or you're not going to be able to do that, or are you crazy? Stop. I actually loved that. I actually wanted that, Mm-hmm. And while people take so hardly to themselves, oh, this person told me I wasn't able to do it. No, man, that's okay. Like, what do you want? Everybody to tell you it's gonna be done, it's gonna happen? No, it's not realistic. People also have to be there to tell you no, you're not gonna do it. Yeah. So then when you do it, you're like, okay, all right, I got you. Bet I'm gonna find a way though. But right now it might not look like it, but 3 years from now, I'm gonna do it though. And that's been my whole life, man. That's been my whole life, man. Like, I feel like I'm the same way. Yeah, man. I feel like I'm the same way. I always tell the story of, I remember when I created my firm and I named it the Sekou Clarke Law Group. And another attorney and some other people said, bro, like, what are you talking about? You can't call yourself a law group and it's only you and one assistant. Man, and I was like, that. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine, but it's gonna be a law group. Yes. And for the entrepreneur out there, the person who's just starting, right? Buy the shoes and the clothes so you can grow into it, right? Never limit the vision. Never build a ship with your hand in front of you and looking at the problems that are in front of you right now. Always think outside of that. And like, also, like, don't let other people's expectations be your expectations. Yeah. Like, you can't listen to everybody in a sense where, like, not every critic is a good critic. Yeah, exactly. Like, am I going to waste my time at this point in my life listening to someone who who doesn't take care of their bodies, who's not being successful, who doesn't want what's best for me, or someone that I truly value and love.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no, we need people like that. We need folks that are telling us he's not going to be able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay.
That's okay.
And it's even if it's people that love you, and I want to make this a statement, even if it's people that love you, don't be hard on them because they didn't have the life that you had.
Exactly.
I can't be mad at my parents for not understanding what I wanted to do.
Absolutely.
They weren't blessed enough to do what I do, or they are, by the way, but maybe they didn't understand what I'm doing.
Exactly. And to piggyback on that, people will give you advice based on their limitations.
Yeah, man.
Right. So it's almost like your parents, if your parents were millionaires, it's going to be tough for them to advise you as to how to be a millionaire or even understand your $1 million vision if they themselves didn't have that life. Right. So they mean well, but they'll only be able to advise you. And not just parents, family members, and friends who love you and they mean well, but a lot of times, not all the times, a lot of times they can only advise you based on their circle, their world, and their limitations. So that's a great point.
And by the way, they still want what's best for you.
Exactly.
Don't take that to the heart. I think that a lot of people nowadays, because life's too short, if a family member tells you, oh, you're not able to do that, don't shut your emotions down with them, because at the end of the day, they may not know any better. And they're just trying to they just trying to express themselves in a way that they might think it's not possible, but God gave you that ability for a reason.
Absolutely. All right. So how does your deep Puerto Rican roots, right, influence your high energy, your deep empathy approach to treatment in a diverse place like Orlando?
All right. So, I played a sport of basketball, right? I came to the States when I was 17 years old. I literally had a coach, an American coach, that used to make me run sprints the whole time. Because I could understand it. I could understand the language. So I'm like, I'm smiling at him. I'm like, what do you want me to do? He's like, what I said? I'm like, what are you saying? I didn't understand it. So the way it really brought up to me was, even though we take classes in Puerto Rico of English, it's not the same, right? So I was in Boston, Massachusetts, that area, right? And I was in a prep school, which it was literally almost everybody. Almost everybody was American. Nobody speaks Spanish. And I remember, myself, I was like, damn, like, am I able to do this? And this happens to a lot of international people when they come to the States. It's like, am I able to come from this culture to this one and being able to self-exceed expectations? That's tough. That's super tough. I got to the point where I'm like, bro, you either know English, you either know the language, or, there's no other way. You're not going to be able to be successful. And the reason why I tell you this is because I was able to self-defeat that. And that was a fear too. It becomes a fear of, am I able to do this? Because I can be comfortable back home. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But I've been always a advocate of not being comfortable and wanting more.
Yeah.
Just recently I found myself that, telling myself that I gotta go stronger. Like a lot of the times I kind of push myself. I don't know if you do that, where it's like you feel like you're getting too comfortable, like you take too many breaks and stuff. And I do it on purpose, man. I be staying in the clinic. Nobody knows this. I be staying in the clinic till 2 a.m., 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Just so I can feel it. Just so I can feel the north of how I first started. So, I sometimes, that's one thing about getting comfortable is that you want things done your way, or you want things in a type of way, right?
Yeah.
But going back to the culture and the roots, right? It's been amazingly, to be from Puerto Rico and bring this into an American culture.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's been great is because I'm passionate, I'm energetic, and people really tell me like, hey, are you really like this? After the first day, they're like, he's probably not like that. And I'm like, I mean, okay, cool. I mean, it is what it is. I guess that my roots really play a vital component
Absolutely.
on my, on what I do. And a lot of people are like, hey, how do you get here? And I'm like, I don't know, bro. Like a lot of times I don't have the answer. And most of the times it goes back to being authentic and being yourself.
Absolutely.
No matter how many times I want to do what you're doing,
Yeah.
you're God gifted in a way where it's you. It's your essence. So I think that's the main thing, being able to be passionate, energetic, to bring my whole culture into a setup where it's fresh, it's new, right?
Yeah.
And it's authentic,
Yeah. Do you feel responsible? So of course, Puerto Ricans are Americans, right?
Yeah.
But it's a different culture. It's an island.
Mm-hmm.
No successful chiropractor. Do you still feel a sense of responsibility as a Puerto Rican or as American, even though they're almost the same?
Yeah, both, man. I think I have a big responsibility in Puerto Rico. That's already in the projects. We have a lot of work going out there to help the culture develop and the sports, right? Definitely going to build in the future a clinic in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Definitely. Absolutely, man. I personally also work in specific areas with the national team of Puerto Rico. But I'm big on culture, man. I'm big on being from an island where not a lot of people can make it. It's something, hardly that you can't even express. And then being able to be in this amazing place and this great, atmosphere like the United States, is like, man, it's a blessing, man. It's truly a blessing. And I'm thankful to be American. I'm thankful to be Puerto Rican. I'm here, man. I'm just super grateful with everything that I've been able to obtain so far with it.
Yeah. And just to piggyback on that, like even for me, yes, I'm a naturalized American now, right? But I'm Jamaican through and through.
Yeah,
and
what about that?
I love being Jamaican, bro. Like I love the culture. I love everything a Jamaican stands for, right? You won't like Jamaica, you will not find a person that's more confident than a Jamaican person walking around. I love
Jamaica, by the way, man. That's my spot.
Yeah. The hustle that we come with,
and the service, man.
Yeah.
So people don't know this, man. I'm gonna drop it. So one of my favorite spots to actually go to is Montego Bay, Jamaica.
There you go.
The people, the energy, they are so genuine.
The work ethic that we bring that is required, that is in your factory settings as a Jamaican. Your factory settings as a Jamaican, right? Excellent. You're confident.
Yes.
No matter what, no matter when you're taking L's, you're broke, you are confident.
Keep that face. Yeah,
right?
The
work ethic. Every Jamaican has multiple jobs, no matter if they're a doctor, no matter if they're a teacher. They have multiple things going on, right? And somebody said this. In Jamaica, it's almost like they said depression is a luxury, right? No matter what's going on, and that might be controversial, but no matter what's going on in your life, right? It's ignore the feelings and just do your duty that lies nearest to you.
You know how blessed we are to be from an island and for somewhere where like we have so many different environmental greatness, like a beach, like a sun, like
it's different.
Like it's I always tell my athletes I'm gonna do an off season out there because I want them to understand the passion, the love from where we from. That's
exactly
something that, man, it's incomparable and it can't be told with words, man. It's just something out of this world.
Awesome. All right. So as we wrap up, I'm going to give you a sentence. I'm going to have a blank and you fill in the blank, right?
That works.
You can love blank and still want to change blank. All right. Finish that sentence for the person listening who loves their ambitious life but knows their health is paying the price.
Okay. Repeat that one again.
You can love blank and still want to change blank.
You can love yourself and still wanting to change the world.
Nice.
You can love yourself, but still wanting to change the world. If you don't love yourself, you can't change anybody. Yeah. Stop putting people before you.
Yeah.
For you to change, for you to be able to impact anyone, you gotta show up for yourself and not get lost in this world.
I love that. Are you happy?
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. I'm happy, and I live life by this amazing quote JC stated, and it said, "The goal is not to be successful and famous. That is not the goal. The goal is if you got a God-given ability to live your life through that." I'm here in this world. Everything that's been going on with me is a pure example of God, and I want to state that.
Amen.
Because ain't no way without Him I wouldn't be able to do what I do and I love. And I'm big on that. I'm big on being thankful, being grateful. And that doesn't mean you have it all.
Yeah.
But it means that you're able to identify that what you have is the most valuable thing in this world. So
I love that.
Superman.
There's one question I got to squeeze in. We're out of time. But I think you and I could align with this, and it will definitely help somebody watching. So I get the comment a lot. You don't look like a lawyer. I've never had somebody guess what I do. I've had people, never. I've never ever had somebody guess, even when I'm suited and booted. I've never had somebody guess what I do, and I get it. You know, I'm black.
Right. It's a lot of.
I look like an athlete. I've never had, right? So, and it can affect some people. Yeah. You know, like I've heard other attorneys, like it really hits them when they go into a courtroom and the judge thinks that they're the defendant, or the judge is telling them to get out and go to the back because it's only for attorneys, right? So for me, it doesn't affect me because, as I said, one, I'm Jamaican, so I'm confident. Two, I believe in who I am, and you know, I'm blessed to come from a culture and from parents who really instilled confidence to stand up in me and walk in my truth.
Right.
I can say the same for you, right? You have the swag, you have the Puerto Rican swag, you got the fade and everything. And I'm sure you don't look like a chiropractor. You don't look like
they do. This is
a doctor, right?
Wow.
How do you internalize that, but how do you still walk within your truth, knowing that people look at you and they do not guess the degrees that you've had, the clinical hours that you put in, the lives that you saved and helped?
That is the best blessing ever. For people to be able to look at you, right? And not be able to tell what you do, because, you know, not being able to, you know, to tell what you do speaks a lot of volumes too. Because you, from an entrepreneurship standpoint, you're keeping people curious. Who is this guy? What is he doing next to this people? What is his value, right? Because we do so many things and we love doing many things. And we're great at doing many things, right? Some people might, you know, some of my clients call me a coach, some call me a doctor, some call me a trainer, some call me you know, my guy, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
I think that our mission is crystal clear. We're in this world to keep showing up, to keep proving the next generation how important it is to be yourself. To be yourself when people do not even agree, or people might not even see the vision, because it's easy for you to stay on a desk, work as an attorney, and I'm sure you can do great things working from 9 to 5. The hardest part is, how can I be in this world, open a path, let people know that there's a path, explaining it to them to a way that they're able to gravitate towards it and they can buy into it.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a blessing. And I love it, man. I love being able to show people that, yes, I'm a sports doctor, I'm a chiropractor. Yes, I'm a sports performance coach. Yes, I'm a physiotherapist as well. It's okay if they don't understand it, because we're trying to build something new.
If they don't understand.
Yeah.
All right, last question before I let you go, Doc. If you could give your 18-year-old self, go back and give your 18-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be?
My 18-year-old self?
Yeah.
Keep dreaming.
Yeah.
Just keep dreaming. Keep dreaming, man. Like, be the kid that that you are and you were before, like just keep dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
Like I used to dream a lot about doing things in my life.
Mm-hmm.
It got to the point that now I do them and I can't even process them.
Yeah.
That happened this week, man. I had 2 artists that I used to look up to. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I got to work with them. Through the work, I'm so busy on the work and I'm so busy on being a professional that I forgot the dreamer who, that I was in it.
Yeah.
And I will definitely, I don't know if it's now that I will tell myself keep dreaming, than the 18-year-old, but I think I will tell myself keep dreaming and be consistent. Like stop just showing up one day, the other day, be consistent.
Yeah.
You just be consistent within time, something is going to happen.
Yeah.
It might take you a month. It might take you a year.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5. But hey, it's going to come. It
Yeah.
came to all of us. It came to you, came to me, right? And we took care of it. So definitely keep dreaming, stay consistent. And it's about the journey, not the destination.
Amen.
And that's all.
Doc, thanks so much for joining me. How can people find you? How can they locate you? How can they come and witness the magic that you bring?
So we're in social media, Instagram, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Esteban Santiago. We're in social media also with the clinic, More Life SPC. And then we're also located in the Universal Boulevard in Orlando. Always available for anybody that is looking for an elite type of care. I don't care if you are a professional. We treat everybody, and our goal is simple. Give the 5-star care of any athlete to someone like us who wants a better quality of life.
All right. Thanks, Doc.
Anytime. Thank you.
So,
We gonna chat it, man. Let's get it.